You're such an asshole.
How you guys doing? America's older brother and world's only professional asshole. A very, very tired Cappy. I think this is the most amount of effort I put into one day for asshole consulting. I think I tied the record number of videos today, but then also 2 of them were an hour apiece, and I totally undercharged for those. Not by pain or agony. I totally underestimated how much time it would take me. All right. Hey, Cappy Cap. I've been a pretty big libertarian capitalist my whole young adult life, and the one thing I've noticed is that everyone hates people like me, politically speaking. I suspect part of it stems from the absolute joke of the official parties at the national level, but there has to be more to it. From what I understand, you're very much a minarchist, so I write to ask you why you think everyone hates libertarian-type people. Thanks. I won't mention your name because I think you probably don't want to be identified. Here's a lot of it comes from people's ignorance that they don't understand the difference between a Republican and a Libertarian. And when you try to explain it to them, as I did many times when I was in my 20s at parties, they didn't care. They just didn't. The fact I wasn't a Democrat, the fact I wasn't a socialist, meant that, oh, I was the bad guy, I was evil, I was a capitalist pig, blah, blah. And you can throw all the images and graphs and charts and data and make all the moral arguments saying, well, you know, capitalism hasn't killed people from starvation. Maybe there's some accidental deaths on the job, but capitalism hasn't, we haven't like starved out 50 million people. But it's falling on deaf ears. In part because the average person is stupid and dumb. In part, depending on your age, in my day, we had like the proto-stars forming of social justice warriors. And if you're in your 20s now, you definitely have a Nazi-level, like, indoctrinated generation. People in their 20s and teens, I'd even say their younger 30s today, but certainly their 20s and their teens, they're automatons. You're not dealing with humans. You're not dealing with. They're not using this part forward of the brain. You're not dealing with independent, sentient people. You're dealing with robots that are programmed to have responses, to have a religion, and that religion is socialism, and in its varied sub-formats and text. So, your feminism, your environmentalism, going green, privilege, all the buzzwords. And that is all they have in life. That's all they have. So when you come in and you espouse a different idea, moral, ethical, empirical, and idealistic as it might be, as much as it might help out everybody, particularly minorities, so it might help out the people these people purport to help out the most, because it is not their religion, and you must understand this other part, and because they have nothing else in their lives, you are taking a mirror and showing it to the emperor having no clothes. You are exposing them for their biggest fear, and that they are worthless people. I cannot emphasize enough what a high percentage of young people have no value, none whatsoever, in their life, offer nothing of value to society. Now, a lot of this is in the fact you're very young. Like, you take a 18-year-old kid out of high school, of course, well, you know, you ain't got no skills, so that's understandable. I got that. Even if you're in college, you haven't graduated yet, you still worried, okay, all right, I don't mean, like, oh, well, you're 18 and you better be a doctor. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is these people have no profession, they have no career, they have no job, and even if they do, they get in their 20s and they graduate, their career and job and profession is a fraudulent one. It's faux production. It's pick any one of your religious employment vehicles. Nonprofits, activists, politics, professors, teachers, guidance, whatever. It's simply regurgitating the crap they just learned 4 short years ago, and they get a government check. And they just keep pushing the religion. They were indoctrinated into the church. Now they went back and worked for the church. All they have is the church. All they have is their religion. And what's ironic, what's preciously ironic, is these people hate organized religion, they hate Christianity, but then they don't realize how they're doing the exact same thing. No empirical evidence that socialism has ever worked. It's killed quite a lot of empirical evidence otherwise. But they believe in it because that's all they got. That's all they got. The woman, like, browbeating and protesting against abortion because she's a trust fund soccer mom trophy wife, she's got nothing else to do in her life, is the exact same thing as the tatted up, shaved headed, green haired, dyed, fat, bloated feminist cheering and wearing her pink pussy hat. Even though they may be politically at odds against one another, philosophically, they're both sheep worshiping at a false altar, at a false god. So when you come in there with a ideology, just an idea, that isn't prescribed and sanctioned by socialists, by the left, by the Democrat Party, by academia, your generation, most of them will attack you because they cannot stand to acknowledge and accept the fact that, one, they wasted all this time in college, two, it was on worthless fucking liberal arts bullshit, and three, that they're offering nothing of value in life. I mean, that's basically what they maybe don't realize it consciously, but it strikes right at their core, right at their heart, because unconsciously you're pointing out, hey, you're worthless. And not only are you worthless, probably what they're really pissed off about is that you're pointing out they wasted at least 4 years of their life in college and it was all for nothing. Like everything they built up. And you have to understand how that is very key to young people today as well, is all they have is their education. Now, if you're an engineer or an accountant or something like that, you could point to your education, and yes, that's an accomplishment, but now it has intrinsic value. You could take that degree, and now you start a career with it, and now you enter the real world and prepare for the real world. These people who spent 17 years, 19 if you got a master's, in kindergarten through college, I mean, all their youth, all their life has been dedicated to getting this precious degree. And now you point out that it's worthless? This is why the liberal arts and leftism are intertwined. They're synonymous as far as I'm concerned. Liberal arts is just the codified, formalized religious practice and ceremony you go through to bow at the altar of socialism. So when you introduce the potential, you introduce a theory or an idea or a concept that might indicate that they're wrong about something, you call into question not only their entire religion, not only their entire profession, and not only the most important achievement in their life that they've ever achieved, their education, which unto itself has no intrinsic value, you call into question their entire life. You introduce the concept and the thought that maybe they just pissed away all of their youth. And all of that right there, I mean, you basically introduced the concept with simply not leftist beliefs. It could be libertarian or conservative. It doesn't have that. Just simple not leftist beliefs that these people were dupes. They were sheep. They were lied to. They're not independent thinkers. They're not critical thinkers. They were taken. They were set up. And they have really no value of anything to offer society. And not to mention they wasted their entire life. So that's where you get the emotional and hate-filled response, because I can sit there with a straight face. I've had, sadly, it's kind of interesting, I've had more reasoned and rational discussion with honest communists who believe that society has a moral obligation to society, or humans, we have an obligation to ourselves, because they're arguing from a premise that, although I disagree with, their logic is sound, and they understand it's academic, and, we're going to die anyway, and they're a little bit older to begin with anyway, but I've had more interesting intellectual and honest conversations with genuine communists than I have these sheep, these rank and file, women with pink pussy hats. I mean, come on, think about that. Think about that. You're going to knit and sew and put a pink pussy hat on your head? Do you expect reasoned and rational debate with those people? The soy boys or whatever college kids are protesting, they're protesting the use of pronouns ze and zer. Do you really think you're going to get reasoned and rational responses from these people when you introduce the concept? They're like, hey, just because you're a guy and put makeup on and you pierce your thing and you call yourself a zer, that doesn't make you special. That makes you a statistical freak. You're not morally bad, but there's no value. Oh, you're sapiosexual? Too bad. That doesn't give you any value. Oh, you got your ADHDs and you think you got bipolar and you think you have social anxiety disorder? Well, too fucking bad for you. That doesn't make you at all valuable. You're just exposing the lie they're living, and you know what? The lies are very comfortable, especially when you've been living it since you were 5 years old and your parents and teachers have told you this lie the entire time. So I've been a pretty big libertarian capitalist. I've noticed that everyone hates people like me, politically speaking. And I suspect part of it's been the absolute. So here's why I disagree with you. I don't think everyone hates libertarian type people. And the reason why is that the libertarians are at least like, look, yeah, go gay marriage, fine. We're all for social freedoms. You want to go smoke pot, go smoke. That right there wins over half the leftists because frankly it's all they want. If you want to be gay, go be gay. You want to call yourself whatever you want, sure, but don't make me call you Zurzy, because what the hell if I do? If you try and force me, I'll punch you right in your fucking mouth. It's kind of live and let live, and that earns at least, if you can get people to shut up long enough to realize, no, I'm not a Republican, I'm a Libertarian. Some people, oh, that's pretty cool, dude, but I think we got a social obligation. And it's like, no, you just want my fucking money because you're a fucking English major. That's basically what it boils down to. You'll get some people that at least like, I could kind of see, and they won't hate you outright. But another thing why I think libertarians are not as hated as you think they are, is now you got these idiots who are they're not libertarians. They're co-opting the libertarian name, but they're not libertarians. It's Noam Chomsky. You guys wonder why I have no respect for this guy. He considers himself a libertarian socialist. It's like, for a guy who's an expert in linguistics, you sure don't have an idea what words have meaning. I mean, my God, you can't be a socialist and be a libertarian. You can't. Libertarians are for economic freedom and social freedom. That's as simple as it gets. That's what it is. It's not my opinion. That's what it is. But now there's this fashionable thing to, I'm a libertarian socialist. Like, hang on, let me look it up. It's like I'm an anarcho-communist. It's like, no, you don't know. Those are completely opposite of the spectrums. They are mutually exclusive. Libertarian socialism. And it has a Wikipedia entry. There was a guy that wrote a book on libertarian socialism. Book. I think it was an East Indian dude. It's like, go back to your fucking ivory tower. Libertarian socialism. Who wrote this? Alex Pritchard. Maybe it wasn't. All right, Alex. Oh, here it is. Alex Pritchard, Ruth Kina, Saku Pinta, and David Barry. All right, all four of you back into academia. No. Remember those people I said that have offered nothing of value? I guarantee you, look up their degrees. Ain't one of them got a degree in engineering or programming. Ain't one of them ever worked a real job in their life. But getting back to your original point I was addressing, is this wave of libertarian socialism, because it sounds cool, that's just socialism. That's just Democrats. A lot of people, oh, dude, yeah, libertarian socialism, yeah. So libertarians are starting to become the cool kids now. Like, yeah, man, I'm a libertarian socialist. Oh, wow. Cool, man. I virtue signal like you too, man. So that's another reason if you say libertarian now, it's kind of like wearing the Canadian flag on your backpack. If you're an American, you go over to Europe. You're not really a Canadian, but you're faking it. It's the same thing with libertarian socialism. It's like, you're not really a libertarian, you're faking it. You're just being politically correct, which is very anti-libertarian. So I don't think you're gonna, it depends on what social circles you're hanging out with too. You may just have bad luck, but once I got people to realize, when you get older, people are like, oh, you're libertarian, yeah, I heard of that, that's different. It's like, yeah, it is. Then you're not this evil right-wing conservative Republican. But I don't choose that to, again, wear the Canadian flag on me. Like, oh, I'm a libertarian, don't hate me, I'm not. It's like, no, I'm a libertarian because I believe in fucking freedom. It's that simple. It's not that hard. It's like saying, I like chocolate ice cream. It's not that hard of a religion or an ideology to subscribe to. So yeah, I think maybe it's just that you're young, your generation is completely indoctrinated. If you do anything but socialism, and oh yes, I'm evil because I have a peni and I have this color of skin, and good thing we're not racist or sexist here, because then we talk about skin color and gender all day, like the Democrats. Hey, yeah, dude, just try and maybe find different friends. Maybe don't even talk politics. That's another thing. If I were to do it differently, and I would have gotten laid a lot more. Oh yeah, I'm a Democrat. Oh, socialist. Yeah, I'm a democratic socialist. Yeah. And if you want to be catchy and edgy, I'm a libertarian socialist. What does that mean? Hang on, let me look it up and read that dumb fucking book those people wrote. So, all right, that's it. If you guys got questions, Captain's got answers, assholeconsulting.com. Donate to my Patreon because reasons. Patreon.com/Aaron Clary. The podcast, the Clary Podcast. Tune in on SoundCloud. If you're bored and want to listen to something tonight, go tune into that. It's me rambling about things and stuff. And libertarianism. That's SoundCloud.com, the Clary Podcast. What else? Blog, Captain Capitalism, my blogspot.com, and my books on Amazon.com. Some good stuff there. Go read it. Make yourself smart. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.